happy. Murray! Don't be such a fuddy-duddy. A little champagne in the lab isn't gonna hurt anything. Extreme situations call for extreme action, and this is extremely huge. Okay. Whew. You ready for this? Last night, Lawrence Shelton, CEO of ACS Chemical, head of the fine institute that is behind this little project, called me at home to tell me that they were going into full production of a semi-permeable silicone gel and paint device. Ah! Isn't that amazing? Oh. They said there was such a response to the first model, aside from the fact that they were faulty, that they have decided to put our new design on the market immediately. Oh, this calls for a toast. Oh, I almost forgot. We can't toast without hearing the most important news of the day. Guess who was put in charge of the newest and largest research team in the company? Yours truly? Of course, I told them I could not have gotten this far without your help, and insisted on you being co-head. Congratulations, Doctor. We are now the head scientist of a major research team. Okay, now the toast. To us, Doctor. To our current and future success. Oh, and listen to this. This is great. You're not going to believe it. We don't even have a specific date that reports have to be done for the FDA. We get around that through the grandfather clause. Oh yes, the grandfather clause. You heard me correctly. The all-knowing Dr. Murray Collins has never heard of the grandfather clause? Ooh, shocking, truly shocking. You know, if the device has been on the market for over 15 years, then you don't have to have the FDA reapprove it clause. But ACS does want us to have another report done in about 6 weeks or so. Murray, you worry way too much. ACS is getting us more help as soon as they can find someone qualified enough to come on the team. And they are going to restock Lab 2 full of rabbits. That's right, rabbits, so we can continue testing on a larger scale. Oh! Do you know what this means? Do you know what this means? I mean, really. We are going to be famous, both among the scientific community and among the public as well. Oh, we will be asked to be keynote speakers at international conventions and all of those snooty, prestigious medical journals we've been trying to get our articles into. They will be calling us for interviews. Oh, who knows, we may even get invited to parties to mingle among the rich and famous. Oh, I can honestly believe it! And, of course, our salaries. Substantial raise, and we are talking serious numbers here. I mean, just think of the impact this will have on plastic reconstructive surgery. Okay, now, bear with me for a minute. How many women in America do you think have breast cancer and have undergone mastectomies? Okay. Hold that number in your mind. Now, imagine that every single one of those women have our product put in their body. Ugh! I can just taste the percentages. We are going to be rich, and not just rich, we are going to be millionaires. Ugh! I will buy that Beamer I have been dying for. Well, who knows? Maybe prostitution and strip joints may go on the rise because of us too. we'll be famous among perverts nationwide. Now that is a serious contribution to society. Oh, we are making history in this lab. Oh, right here today, making history. I can hardly believe it. Oh, I almost forgot. We had a burst envelope yesterday. I already removed it and as much of the silicone as I possibly could. I didn't know if you'd want the remains for testing. I think we overfilled it. I tested the blood. I found some traces of silicone in it. Could you remind me to test number 17 this afternoon? You know how I am. I'd lose my head if it wasn't screwed on straight. Thanks. Morning. Hey, Murray, were you the last out last night? Because when I came in this morning, I found someone had left the silicone mixture I'd been testing out. I found the mixture full of cockroaches. You know, you're lucky that they were dead, because if I had to deal with live roaches, I'd be in a real bitchy mood today. Roaches, oh, that is so disgusting. You know, most of them were just lying around the container about an inch or two away, but there were two floating in the solution. It's contaminated, completely contaminated. Now I am going to have to take time out of my busy day and mix up a whole new batch. I hope you're happy. You know what? Murray, why don't you go down to the lab? I sent some blood work there yesterday and I'd like to analyze it. It's the one March 15th, 77. I'm sure you can find it. Yes, blood work on number 17. I've still been seeing silicone in the systems. I gave it a solution to clear it out, and I just want to know how everything turned out. Yeah, I've also begun to see silicone in some of the others as well. Any idea on how number 17 broke? Too much pressure, you think? Huh. Well, if you could send someone down to the lab, I'd appreciate it. Hey, look, I'm sorry I came off harsh just now. It's just I've been seeing some funny marks in the blood work lately, and I wanted to get an early start. I mean, you know how hard it is when you don't get the results you want to see from a test group. If my name is on this project, it will be the best on the market. Just want to make sure breast cancer patients have a safer choice. You know my sister Karen had breast cancer, right? Yeah. She underwent radiation, chemo, mastectomy, the whole bit. And she made it through, thank God, but now she's so self-conscious about the way she looks. It's just not like her. You know, she was always so confident. She would just walk into a room and light it up. God, was she beautiful. Oh, I mean, she still is, don't get me wrong. It's just that she doesn't think so. And she always feels like people are staring at her or snickering about her. And those pads are supposed to take the place of her breasts. I mean, come on, they're like these two awkward couch cushions. They're ridiculous. It's just that, you know, I hate to see her this way. I want to help to give her that spark back. I think maybe implants could do that for her. So, I've just been under a lot of pressure lately to make sure that these are perfect, a little on edge to begin with, and then this morning I was set back by cleaning up the mess. And I absolutely hate bugs. Especially cockroaches. Apology accepted? Great. Don't forget to send someone down to the lab. Tests aren't going to pick themselves up. Dead cockroaches. Oh, Murray, hey, I need your help. I'm missing a blood test report from a week and a half ago. It was my February 15th, 78 report. I don't know what happened. I always leave the reports in the file cabinet. Always. For some reason, this one has decided to grow legs and escape. I need to think. Where did I put this file? Think. They're all gone. All except 5. Most of them are just barely hanging on. Last night, I began to notice that more of our animals were experiencing adverse effects. 3 so far have had capsular constructor. I compared surgical styles thinking that maybe the hardened tissue growth could have been because of the style of implantation. 2 of the styles were the same, but the third, it was a completely different technique. Most of the others are swollen and bruised, and I'm not sure if it's because of an adverse reaction to the silicone or if it's just a blood buildup around the area of implantation. I haven't gone back in there to check that yet. It was horrifying. The animals, they were going into seizures and fainting, vomiting. Some were just lying there looking at me or screaming. One would go, and then another, and another. And I thought if I stayed here, I could do something to help. I would just go home when everything was looking up. Oh, haven't got home yet. Murray, I found silicone in all the systems, even our 5 live ones. The animals, they look so miserable. I can't get that whimpering out of my head. It's like they're crying for help or for relief. Or what, I don't know. Number 5, I believe she's gone blind. She keeps jumping into the side of her cage. And number 3 has all the signs of silicone toxic shock. Oh, she must be allergic to silicone. Or number 6, she's experiencing extrusion. In the course of the night, the implant has almost completely made its way through the skin. I didn't do anything to help it. One part of me thinks that we should wait. See how long it takes for the implant to come through, how it would heal, how the animal would react to the trauma, but then she'd look at me. I just felt like I was doing something wrong. I just need to find my report. Figure out exactly when we begin seeing silicone in the systems. That'll clear everything up. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. You know what? Murray, hey, maybe we found fed them something wrong. Maybe this is just a huge outbreak of E. coli and it'll all go away. No. No. Then we'd have to start a whole new test group and all of our work for nothing. Nothing. Murray, I need to show you something. I took these out of a couple of our casualties last night. Murray, it's leaking. I searched the whole thing for holes or minute tears. I found none. I washed and dried it 3 times, each time looking closer and closer for anything. Nothing. This is why we're seeing silicone in the systems. They are leaking straight through the shells. Murray, I also found precancerous cells surrounding the area of implantation. Every implant I removed has been the same, intact, but leaking with precancerous cells surrounding the area of implantation. Murray, this is the same model that we released to the public. Somebody has to call ACS. We have to call this whole thing off. Someone could be receiving faulty implants as we speak. Hello, yes, this is Dr. Aubrey Henson from research. I need to speak with Lauren Shelton right away, please. Thank you. Hello, yes, Lawrence. Yes, a big problem. The implants, they're faulty. They need to be removed from the market immediately. Hello? Hello? Yes, the implants, they're bleeding straight through the shells. I also found precancerous cells surrounding the area of implantation. No, I've only told Dr. Collins. We're the only 2 in the office right now. What? Sir, but we have evidence stating that these could be potentially dangerous. I don't think that... Sir? If we do not at least put out a public warning, I don't think that I can stay on here with ACS. They fired me. Who the hell does he think he is anyway? Doesn't he know that I have been the backbone of this goddamn project since the beginning? You know what he told me? He said to keep my mouth shut. He said I couldn't even tell my colleagues of my findings because you know what? You know what? That might be bad for business. Who does he think we're dealing with? People! People! Not some goddamn number! You know, if he thinks that this could shut me up, he's got another thing coming to him.
swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do. Yes, I worked for ACS before they fired me 6 years ago. I helped to develop and test silicone implant devices. Yes, I found that there was a problem with the model number I've been testing. Of course. Well, the implants, they were experiencing micro leakage through the intact wall of the outer shell. The silicone would then migrate through the body, causing swelling, bruising, hard nodules, silicone toxic shock, where the animal would experience dizziness, dementia, vomit, develop a sudden fever. If the silicone then traveled to the lymphatic system, it could cause the lungs, liver, spleen, or kidneys to fail. Several of my animals died due to this. I also found the animals were experiencing an autoimmune response, where the animal's own line of defense, their immune system, began actually attacking itself, which of course added to the other problems. I also found precancerous cells surrounding the area of implantation in every single animal that had this device implanted in its body. Oh, that seems to be a patient brochure on this particular model. No, I've never seen it before in my life. Read it, certainly. It's entitled, Facts About Your New Look. Your new silicone implants, which are benign and chemically inactive, will give you a lifetime of safety and satisfaction. This pamphlet is false. If you just looked at a couple of my charts, which I believe are Exhibit A, you could see for yourself that this is misleading and contains false information. Yes, that is exactly what I am saying. When this woman, and many others for that matter, had this device implanted in their body, they were not only denied information, but lied to. And I believe are now suffering because of it. I am so sorry.
The jury finds ACS Chemical guilty of fraudulence, having misrepresented animal tests, and awards Maggie Stanton $211,000 in compensatory damages and $500,000 in punitive damages, on the account that Dr. Aubrey Henson's testimony and report be sealed by this court order.
Dr. Henson! Dr. Henson, a moment of your time! Dr. Henson, over here! A moment of your time, Dr. Henson! Dr. Henson, how do you feel about your victory today?
Dr. Henson, did you know that the public was unaware of the health risks surrounding implants?
Dr. Henson, how did you get those files out of ACS Chemical? Dr. Henson, do you think you will help other victims seek compensation?
Dr. Henson, do you plan on continuing research on silicone implants?
How long did you
I'm
know that?
sorry! I just thought I could help people! I'm sorry! idea. When I came came onto this project 10 years ago, it would turn out this way. Just wanted to help people. Thought I could help breast cancer patients get back on the road to life. Little did I know I'd be serving their death sentence. And I used to think that a woman would benefit from this little project. Boy, was I wrong. Oh, I've seen it all. The crusty yellow, pus-gushing holes left after infected silicone eats through breast tissue. The horribly pink and bruises that are left after scar tissue hardens into a shape and texture similar to a cantaloupe. Oh, and then there are the women. Tell me their stories. And I have to listen knowing it's my fault. Like the one who told me that she couldn't afford the $7,000 it took to have her rotting implants removed. $7,000. Seems so funny. Only cost $1,300 to have them put in. And then there was the woman who told me that her doctor, a man she should have been able to trust, told her that it would be like getting a perm. She would have no problems. A perm. A perm? Well, that was one hell of a perm, huh? What do I say to a mother who tells me that her 8-year-old little girl can't play with the other children because she has chronic fatigue syndrome, and that the same little girl is epileptic or has the nervous system of an 80-year-old woman, and it just so happens she was breastfed by a mother who had implants, and we told them these goddamn things were safe. Oh God. What do I say to that? What do I say to my sister? How do I explain why she's in a wheelchair, or why her skin just hangs from her skeleton because she's gotten so thin? People don't even want to look at her. When they do, are physically repulsed at the way she looks. How do I look her in the face, knowing that the lupus that is causing her body to eat itself alive is all because of something I did? Oh God. Oh, it's not fair. It should have been me. It should have been me. Why didn't you just listen to your conscience? You knew this could have happened. You need to stop it. Why didn't you stop it? There are women who are still receiving these, and they have no idea what will happen to them. Oh God! They have no